You are listening to Venus Rose, interactive spiritual Q&A and the power of sound.
Music is like sunshine, the friend who's always on time.
Hello, conscious souls. How are you feeling? What is the solar feminine principle? Is my question for you today. Today is the International Cat Day. For others, it is the peak of the Lionsgate portal on the 8th of August every year. Astrologically, it means that our sun in Leo aligns with Sirius, the brightest star in our galaxy. The gate starts to open on the 28th of July, has its peak on the 8th and closes on the 12th of August. Sirius is estimated to be about 25 times brighter than our sun. Due to its brightness, it is called the spiritual sun. The ancient astrologers considered the rise of Sirius the revive of the spiritual energy of Earth, and of course with it for us as well. We can all agree that the sun influences many circumstances here on Earth. Without the warmth of the sun, there would be no life. Some say Sirius, as the so-called spiritual sun, does this revival for the soul. It brings forth the truth that we are much more than just a physical vessel. Today I want to talk about a topic that is important to me. I thought the Lionsgate portal, where our luminous sun is in a direct connection to the brightest star in our Milky Way galaxy, would be the perfect frequency for this. I want to talk about the solar feminine principle. What is this? For many, this might sound like a contradiction from the get-go, since in general the feminine is associated with the moon and not the sun. The feminine principle is dark and cold. The masculine is bright and burning. For centuries, and even today, that is how society views those principles. The masculine sun shines bright, and the feminine moon is solely lit up through the grace of the sun and does not radiate out of herself. As a woman, there are certain rules and expectations that we should not be too fierce. Even in the Western world, where women are everywhere, doing their thing as an entrepreneur or in the corporate world, these rules are still in place. Please don't get me wrong, this is not about feminism. It is just about balance. There is everything present in this universe, so it is time in the age of Aquarius that we address that. Because as there is a solar feminine, there is a lunar male principle as well. How many men out there who are calm and sensitive are not considered masculine enough? When a man comes across as bold, everyone would clap and say he's strong, a real alpha male. If a woman expresses a similar energy, at least she will earn a bossy title. Even in today's world, it is more appropriate to be the damsel in distress. I'm glad that the movies have changed this narrative. When I think back how women were displayed 2 decades ago, mainly neurotic, at least from my point of view. Gender fluidity is a thing, in the current day and age, and I think it is beautiful that everyone can express how they feel inside. I personally love being feminine, but I love my so-called masculine attributes too. My mother is one of the most warm-hearted, kind, and loveliest people I know, and still, she is a hero for me, a bold and strong woman who endured a lot to come to a fulfillment today. The most popular version of the solar feminine principle are the Amazons from the Greek mythology. Fierce and strong female warriors who lived on a magical island. They are known for their riding skills, courage and bravery on the battlefield, especially with the bow and arrow. When you look into equestrian sports today, the fierce women who compete in show jumping events are called Amazons. But there are various forms of displaying strength and luminosity. When you take a look at the ancient archetypes through many cultures, you can see exactly that. I'd like to start with the Egyptian archetype of the fierce Sekhmet, of course with her, because for those who do not know, she is the goddess with the lion head. Yes, she ruled about war, but was at the same time associated with healing, similar to Chiron, the centaur from the Greek mythology. Sekhmet is solar feminine as purifying fire. She stands for uncompromising love that burns away distortion. Since it is the National Cat Day today, I want to mention the cat goddess Bastet as well. She, in comparison to Sekhmet, was mainly seen for the feminine aspects of the cat, who protected the house, women, and children, as well as for the flexibility of her body and elegance. When you look into the northern regions, we have Freya, the goddess who is often depicted with her giant cats who pulled her chariot. She is associated with war and fertility at the same time. She represents the solar feminine through magnetism and draws in the truth. The Celtic Bridget holds the flame. She is the goddess of the hearth, healing and poetic fire. She is the keeper of the sacred flame and the well of memory. Bridget is solar feminine as sacred service. She is the one who tends the light, even in darkness. Not too far away from her, we find the Celtic solar goddess Sulis. There is a Roman-British syncretism here. She later was combined with Minerva, the Roman goddess of the strategic warfare. Sulis combines the sun and the water at the healing waters at Bath in Great Britain. A goddess who combines healing, solar warmth in her hot springs, and wisdom. She is a solar wellspring, a paradox of fire as water, or water like purifying fire for healing. The people in old times went to Bath in the UK, to the sacred thermal springs, to find relief from injury and illness. When we go to Japan, we meet Amaterasu, a literal sun goddess. She brings the light, order, and harmony. Not only this, she is also a central figure in the Japanese mythology, but as well considered the ancestress of the imperial family. Her symbolic embodiment is a mirror. It is also one of the imperial regalia of the Japanese emperor. When she hides in a cave, the world plunges into chaos. Only joy and celebration lure her out. Amaterasu is solar feminine as world-bearing light, not in power, but in necessity. Without her joy, the world forgets itself. There are many, many more archetypal figures out there. The mythologies all over the world describe the beautiful qualities that are still present, but are often silenced. I would love to speak more about Hathor, who literally is depicted with the sun between the horns, and of course about Aset, or Isis, who is most known as the one who resurrected her husband from the dead. She perfected the stillness and power every one of them holds. What combines all of these archetypes? They emanate fire without aggression and radiance that doesn't dominate. They give order through their presence and regeneration through resonance. All of them do not represent feminine forms of masculine strength. They give coherence and radiate, but not in a fearful way. Still, none of them can be tamed. Let us all be inspired by the radiant Sirius and our sun in Leo. To the women out there, hear my roar. Be bold and shine your light bright. To the men out there and everyone in between both genders, let your light shine bright too. Let us all bless each other with the warmth of our light and grant us the space to express our individuality in love. Have you ever noticed that there is stillness in power? And power in stillness. There is one big theme for our last week in Leo season that we have not touched yet. It is romance and dating. So if you have questions for me around that topic in connection to spirituality, send them to me via Instagram or my YouTube channel named Crystal Seraphim Sounds. Just leave it in the comments. Or for those who are not on social media or would like to book a one-on-one session with me, send me an email, which you can find in the show notes. Have a beautiful time out there. And as always, let me know what moves you. Love to you all. Rose.